vacant WBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championships. First, we welcome to the scale, coming to us from Quebec, Canada. He brings a professional record consisting. Well, fight fans, it is an early morning, but here we are because it's an early morning tomorrow. The baddest man on the planet in boxing, one of the greatest probably ever heavyweight to ever do it, Tyson Fury, faces the hardest hitting heavyweight in the history of mixed martial arts. This is a huge event from Abu Dhabi. The weigh-ins are going on right now. Francis and Fury have not got into the scale yet, but let's go to the comments here. I seen the drunken charge. Robert Kerrigan in the house. What's up, Robert? What's going on? Theron Nelson, for those tuning in, we will be live here tomorrow for the event. So whether you're watching along Fury versus Ngannou or you're just going to be listening, let me tell you where you can watch it in the States. ESPN Plus pay-per-view. I'm going to touch on that a little bit more. What's going on with pay-per-view boxing and the landscape in the United States is actually, I think, very bad for boxing right now. But in Europe, the UK, England, I think pretty much everywhere in Europe, you'll be able to watch it on TNT. They bought out, I believe it was BT Sports. So that's your guys' provider for this fight over there now. Elsewhere, you're going to find it on DAZN. So we do have some heavyweights weighing in right now. We got some decent fighters on the undercard. There is an IBF linear heavyweight championship on the line. So there you go. This one's for the WBF and IBO vacant intercontinental titles. There's so many titles in boxing now. It is ridiculous. But when we talk about tomorrow, like, what are we looking at? What are we looking at for chances of Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury? We all know Tyson Fury is a big favorite. It's not surprising. I think he opened up at about an 8-1 favorite, minus 800. Then we were looking at minus 1,200. Then the last time I looked at it was at minus 1,400. I haven't looked at it today. Hey, no apologies needed, Robert. I just hope you start to get to feeling better, man. Appreciate you being here. What's up, Travis Sturcho? Boxing titles are like participation trophies. Yeah, you're not joking there, man. There's just way too many freaking titles. And as much as I like Francis, and I'm glad he's getting paid, I'm ready to be done with these exhibition fights and have more of the fights like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. That fight, that was great. Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko recently. I like the fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk much more than I like this Francis Ngannou fight. But 12-1, 14-1. These casinos bet takers, they've learned a lot since 1990 when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson when you were sitting at 42-1 odds. Trust me. Trust me when I say Buster Douglas going into that fight
had a hell of a lot better chance of knocking out Mike Tyson than Francis has of knocking Tyson Fury out. In my opinion, this would be by far the biggest upset in boxing history. And it could happen. We watched Deontay Wilder knock Fury down to a 9 count. When you got power, anything can happen. I mean, look at George Foreman against Michael Moore. I know I come back to that fight a lot, but we all do. It's a perfect example of a guy that was getting outboxed. He was getting beat. He was older. He was too slow. And I know a lot of people have been mentioning how slow Francis Ngannou looked in open workouts. What's up there? And says prayers for Francis. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, they still have to test to see if it's cancer. Oh, geez. No, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Found a lump in my colon there. I just read that. Oh, man, I'm really sorry about that, Robert. I know you've been going through a lot of medical stuff we talked about, but this is new. I didn't know about that. Yeah, definitely praying for you, brother. Theron says, my lungs were cancer-free. I had blood cancer. Polycythemia. Yeah, I remember that. I'm glad that you're cancer-free, man. I hope everything checks out perfect, Robert. Man, that's scary. I'm sorry you're going through that, but thanks for keeping us updated and continue to keep us updated. Think Wilder hits harder than Francis? Tyson can take a knockdown from him. I do too, Robert. I do think that Deontay Wilder. I think Deontay Wilder is the hardest hitting man to ever in the history of combat sports. I mean, when you're talking about fists, I don't know if you want to compare him to like Stipe Miocic's, head kicks, things like that. But as far as punches, I think it's Deontay Wilder. Some people might say Ernie Shavers or George Foreman in his prime. For me, it's Deontay Wilder. I think he hits harder than any man walking the planet, probably at any time ever. The guy's just got godly power. I mean, Teddy Atlas said it perfectly, I think, when he said that Deontay Wilder has Thor's hammer. I mean, just absolute destruction in those hands. I don't think cancer can live in me. Well, hopefully, man, kill that shit. Yeah, I hope there's none in you, but kill whatever bad things or mojo is in your body, man, causing like inflammation and your, like I know your foot problems and stuff. It's just pray that all that is killed forever. But here's the things. I'll go to Francis if we're looking to give Francis a chance, which I do. I think he should be a bigger underdog than he is. But with that kind of power, I give him a chance. I mean, the guy's got the touch of death. And here's the thing. Yes, Deontay Wilder hits harder. But you can't tell me that Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder 3 times and still has the same chin. That first fight, that shot he took that put him down for 9 seconds was one of the biggest shots that Deontay Wilder has ever thrown. The biggest puncher in, I think, the history of combat sports, and that's maybe the hardest he's ever hit anyone. And yeah, Tyson Fury took it. He went down, though, and he took the brunt of it all on his chin. And then I know the second fight, Tyson kind of dominated, and there's a lot of controversy around that. Francis has talked about that, about checking the gloves and different things, and I don't blame him. What's going on? Theron Nelson in the house. Good to see you, man. But he took several knockdowns from Deontay Wilder in the third fight. The guy's taken a tremendous amount of damage. He's getting older. Nobody's invincible. And, I mean, like I said, we have seen Francis just hit people with that touch of death. He's been training with Mike Tyson. That can't hurt. Shots of Fireball. Natty Ice is smoking weed. All right, Robert, the hard alcohol. What did I tell you about the hard alcohol, man? Spend the money to get the good stuff when you're not drinking the beer. That's what gives you the cancer. That's what I've been told by a lot of older people, that they think that's what gives you the cancer. I've known you see a lot of these richer people that have drank a lot, and they don't end up with liver cancer, but they're drinking the high quality, expensive shit. So, I mean, I don't have anything to back that up, but, it makes sense to me. So, this fight, man, should be pretty incredible. I'll have, right after this stream, as soon as I can, I'll post the live stream. Of course, we'll be going live for this tomorrow. And, like I said, Francis Ngannou, the baddest, hardest hitter in the history of MMA, against a guy that's taken the hardest hits from the hardest hitter in the history of boxing, Tyson Fury. And love him or hate him, I think it's hard to say that Tyson Fury is not one of the greats. When he retires, I put him in that same cloth of Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier, all the greatest heavyweights of all time, Lennox Lewis. Tyson Fury, I think, is in that top 10 greatest of all time already. I think he's already there. Yeah, George Burns was a perfect example. Man, I remember watching that guy growing up, Robert, and he would just, what did he have, like a martini and a cigar for breakfast every morning? Lived to be 100 freaking years old. What a beast. I know a lot of that's like genetics and things, but man, what a hell of a man. He really defied Father Time for a long ass time. Yes, Vander Holyfield was a great heavyweight, man, and I think he's one of the ones that doesn't get the respect he deserves, which is absolutely insane because, yeah, he's not only a great heavyweight, one of the greatest pound-for-pound boxers of all time. What he did at cruiserweight, and then what he did as a smaller heavyweight, and especially later in his career. I mean, he continued to fight for a long time, something a lot of people forget. I think the guy's name was like Nikolai Valuev or something like that. You guys remember when he fought that 7-foot Russian heavyweight? And I think he was 48 or 49 years old. He became the first ever 5-time heavyweight champion. And most people think he got robbed on the decision. Most people, including me, thought he won that fight and that he should have been the 5-time. George Burns been a role model since I was 13, says Robert. George Burns, and you ever look into Hunter S. Thompson? That guy was a fucking maniac. I know, unfortunately, he ended up committing suicide, so that's not the part of example I want to put out there. But besides that, tough son of a bitch. Of course, he was in the Rocky movie. Yes. Tommy Machine Gun Morrison. Yep. Oh, yeah, the nephew of the Duke. Yeah, I remember Tommy Morrison. That guy would party. I heard he would party all night, that before a lot of those big fights, Robert, that he was partying all night. When he beat George Foreman, I heard he got 3 hours sleep. There was like 5 women and him in the hotel room, copious amounts of alcohol and drugs. And this is the night before he fought George Foreman. I've heard that from a couple reputable sources. I don't know how much there is online about it. Of course, what do you think I did acid when I was 15? Because of Hunter S. Thompson's, Robert. Nice. Lennox Lewis was a great heavyweight too. Yeah, that's another guy that's very underrated. He's one of my guys. Like, I don't know who the GOAT is, Torin. Like, and that's always a hard one. Like, the greatest of all time. So I have GOATs. Like, you know, like the 5 best at heavyweight or whatever. Lennox Lewis is one of them. Like, he is, I think, as good of a heavyweight as we've ever seen. That guy was so good. And yeah, Evander Holyfield, you know, definitely in that company. Tom was a big cokehead. Yeah, he was a partying fool. Unfortunately, for those that don't know, you know, fortunately he ended up getting HIV. But, man, he was a hell of a dude. Hell of a fighter and a hell of a partier. Yeah, Tommy Morrison died of HIV, or died of the actual AIDS virus, I believe. And like I said, he was absolutely wild. Died in September 2013, 10 years. Oh, I didn't realize this was a 10-year anniversary this year. Lennox, when he came out, was the tallest heavy I'd ever seen at that time when I was younger, and I was in awe of him. Very talented dude, too. Also, for being 6'5", so mobile, such a great jab, such a great right hand. I mean, that guy was, his ring generalship was, I mean, just second to none. Dude was really good. And I see you still doing TGI's shit, Mike. Been watching for years under a different name. What's up, Yuzo? Oh, doing this shit. I see what you're saying. Yep, doing it, man. And you gotta come in tomorrow, because tomorrow will be the biggest announcement in the history of Fights with Friends. I'll be posting something on this on Facebook. If you guys could help the conversation on that in the Facebook community, on Twitter and everything, tomorrow I'm going to be making an announcement about Fights with Friends. It's a good announcement, and I guarantee you it will be the biggest announcement in the history of Fights with Friends. Morrison Boxing Cruise from 88 to 2009, says Torin. Yep. Yeah, I mean, and that was still, you know, that's a decently long career. I mean, 19 years. That's actually a really, no, 21 years. I can't math, apparently. 21-year career. I mean, that's a pretty good boxing career. Probably know you. I've been here since the beginning, practically. Yeah, you've been here since like day one, Robert. It wasn't even Fights with Friends, I think, when you were there. It was back in the day when it was Mike Reviews at all. And then, like, as soon as I started doing a little bit of combat content, I think that's when I seen you in the chat. Yep, 21 years. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's a good long career. I think, for anything. That's a good long career for anything. I mean, I've been in the retail grocery space for 25 years, and I feel like, God, it feels like so damn long. It feels like 25 years. I can't imagine 21 years of being a professional boxer. And yeah, he was a movie star, of course. You know, the absolute star, him and Sylvester Stallone, of Rocky V. I know that movie's, you know, a lot of people are not a big fan of it. I've definitely been accused of liking bad movies in my life, but I liked that movie. I haven't watched it in quite a while, but I liked it. I'm not saying it was, you know, should have won an Oscar or anything. But if you haven't seen it, I definitely think it's worth a watch. Been here since January 2018. I'm an OG too. Dude, yeah, that's Torin. That's like the very beginning. Like, I started YouTubing like 8 months before that. About 8 months before that. And I wasn't even before I was even doing MMA content. Remember Irish Mickey Ward? Yes, I do, man. Yes, I do. Anyone else see Brian Shaw, world's strongest man, getting into MMA? I've been following that MMA and boxing for 40 years. Yeah, I remember you posted about it in the chat. And I checked that out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. We'll see where they are on the weigh-in. See if Francis and Ngannou are coming to the scales here. Oh, Quentin Rampage is there. By the way, Quentin Rampage is going to be fighting Shannon Briggs, and I believe it's going to be on a boxing match. So, I mean, I don't really like that for Rampage. I hope he wins, but man, that's a scary fight for him. I know Briggs is older, but Shannon Briggs is a damn badass. All right, Michael Buffer has arrived at the weigh-ins, so I'm expecting that it'll be Fury and Ngannou on the scales next. Really sad how Arturo Gatti died, and really sad that his wife is probably the one who killed him. Very competitive person. If Shaw puts his mind to it, he will dominate. We'll see, man. It's a different sport, but he's got time. He's got time to get good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this premier event is an all-new spectacular Kingdom Arena.
All right, they are coming to the scale. The two baddest motherfuckers in the universe. Well, at least in this galaxy, we know there's no other life in any other planet, as far as we know, in this galaxy. So the two baddest motherfuckers in the galaxy coming to the scales. And here comes Francis. From Cameroon, Africa, presenting the former undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Francis Ngannou!
Following closely behind as well, a UFC superstar. What a moment in the life for Ngannou.
Here he comes, the biggest star in mixed martial arts.
3 victories with 1 draw, 24 of those victories by knockout from Malcolm, England.
And the champ is here from Malcolm, England. Undefeated, presenting the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed, linear heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury! What's up, Joe Still? Hey, having a good day, man. Looking forward to hopefully some great fights tomorrow. What's up? Kai's 25 in the house. Hey, good morning, my man. For all those that are coming in, if you didn't hear earlier, you got to be here for tomorrow's stream because it will be the biggest announcement in the history of Fights with Friends.
We're going to see Francis Ngannou on the scales now. In the UFC, he has to make a heavyweight limit of 200.
Francis is on the scales.
I'm curious what he weighs without a limit. 272.1 pounds.
Francis Ngannou, 272 pounds. 7 pounds over the UFC heavyweight limit, and here comes off the rope, and he looks chiseled as Zeus himself.
The state of him, absolutely unbelievable shape. But I do, what I find interesting about that again is just.
Oh my goodness, he looks more intimidating than maybe I've ever seen him for a UFC fight.
I don't have to make a weight, so what does it matter? Well, you know, and now he gets the shirt off. You know, it's just
wow. All right, and here he is, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, stepping to the scales.
Has thrown Francis Ngannou's t-shirt into the crowd. That may have been Tyson, I'm not sure. We'll have to watch it back.
277 pounds. And let's see if Tyson disrobes. He may not. He's never had the chisel-looking body that Francis has, but
That's 19 stone 11.
his body has served him well over the years, though. What's up, PBR Streaking in the house? Hey, I'll see you soon. Hey, I just seen your text, man. I will message you back. Sorry about the late response.
I think that's the watch that Cristiano Ronaldo gifted him.
I'll get back to you, though, brother. And here, oh, Tyson Fury. That's my no-no place. That's my no-no place. Pushing his forehead into the forehead of Francis Ngannou. This motherfucker ain't 6'9". He's standing up next to Francis Ngannou. He's trying to stand on his tippy toes. He's got maybe 2 inches on Francis Ngannou. 6'9", my ass. Oh, and Francis stands straight up. He is almost as tall as Tyson Fury.
To an extent, but it's also not.
He's got maybe 2 inches on him.
And just get on his toes and almost kind of bear his weight down on him. And Ngannou wasn't having any of it.
Oh, and they're up in each other's faces. Jaw now, a little bit. Oh, Tyson's whispering something into the ear of Francis Ngannou. You know it's going to be fireworks tomorrow. Oh, I seen that Max Holloway called out Justin Gaethje. I don't like that fight for Max. I love both those guys, but I don't like that for Max. Mike is coming out of retirement to fight Chris Lytle. 3 5-minute rounds. What's up, guys?
Will it be Tyson Fury? Will it be Francis Ngannou? We are now just hours away from finding out the answer to that question.
All right, guys.
We are indeed.
Let's get an official time of when these guys are scheduled to face each other. Let's get the weights up here. Let's get the weights on here. Sasquatch stuff. Sorry, guys, I might kick my dog out there. He's scratching loudly. All right, so no disrobing, it looks like, for Tyson Fury today. He's not going to be able to wear that shirt tomorrow, of course. And he's got back-to-back fights scheduled. A lot of people are saying, man, that it's very cocky that Tyson's, got already scheduled to fight Alexander Usyk before he even gets through the Francis Ngannou fight. Is he looking past Francis Ngannou? 110%. I believe Tyson Fury is very much looking past Francis Ngannou, or he wouldn't have already scheduled a fight with Alexander Usyk. Now, could that fight end up getting canceled? It's already gotten pushed back. Maybe it gets pushed back a little more, so maybe this is just kind of a little bit of the promo thing for Tyson Fury, saying, oh, look, I'm going to do something that nobody's done. I'm going to come in here and defend this championship twice in, the span of a couple months or whatever it ends up being. Guys 25s is Mike. Mike is coming out of retirement to fight Chris Lytle. Mike who? Oh, was you talking about biggest fights with friends? What did I miss? The announcement comes tomorrow. The announcement is tomorrow. It is the biggest announcement in the history of Fights with Friends. I'm trying to keep this under wraps and not message anybody, but it is the biggest announcement in the history of Fights with Friends. And it's going to change this channel forever. And I hope that it changes the fight game for at least the next 10 years. No, I will not be coming out of retirement to fight Chris Lytle. Sorry, that is not the announcement. All right. Later PBR. But yeah, I'll message you after this. Fury's about 6'7", Francis about 6'5" on a good day. Thank you, Torn. Okay. 6'7" I definitely buy. 6'9", because I think it says 6'9" most of the time. Yeah, I don't think he's 6'9". I think if Max keeps Justin away with boxing, easy but very dangerous win for Max. I thought Ngannou was 6'4", but yeah, he might be close to 6'5". Before I go, I do predict Tyson whipping the holy shit out of Francis. Yeah, I agree, PBR. I think that Francis has got slightly more of a chance than Nancy Kerrigan did against the attackers that Tonya Harding set after when she took her knee out before the Olympics. Slightly higher. For those that are not as old as me and Robert and the rest of some of us, you can look that up. Nancy Kerrigan getting clubbed before the Olympics. Remember that De La Hoya Mayweather fight? I do. Phil De La Hoya beat Mayweather. He was robbed. I have not watched that fight in a long time, Torn, and I wasn't really aggressively judging fights in the way I do now. That's one I should go back and watch, I suppose. So you had an announcement? So that is that you're coming out of retirement. It is not. I'll tell you, that is not the announcement. Not for fighting, anyways. Just like how they list Justin Gaethje at 5'11", I don't think that's very accurate. I think Justin's about 5'10". And Kai says, love the analogy. Well, thank you. Yeah, that just kind of popped in my head earlier before I went live, and I was like, I'm going to use that. All right, let's take some call-ins. This is kind of an unplanned stream, but I happened to be home, and I seen that this weigh-in was happening like right now, so I'm like, hey, I'm going to real quick put together a live stream and get everybody talking. 425-791-8730. That is the number to call in. It is right below where you see Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. Let's see. Hopefully that's visible on smaller devices like phones and tablets. It appears to be. I can see it on my phone clearly. Wasn't that a pipe to the knee right before the Olympics? Yeah, it was like a pipe or a... yeah, I think it was a pipe. I think you're right. I was thinking it was a nightstick for some reason, but now that you say that, I think it was a pipe. Which, what a heinous act, by the way. And, I mean, for some reason, I always liked Tonya Harding, though. And I still liked her after that. Like, she's a bad bitch. She did porno after that, which is kind of weird, and I think she did some celebrity boxing. But she was a bad bitch. I bet you she would do things to you in the bedroom you didn't even know were possible. You're on Fights with Friends. What's going on?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, Torn Brown in the house, everybody.
I'm fine, man. Just like you, I didn't go in to work you today. But is this like a real fight? Like does this fight count? Like is this like an actual fight for real between Francis and Tyson Fury?
It is a professional fight. It's not an exhibition, so it will go on their records, similar to like Conor and Floyd.
Oh, you said it won't go on their record?
No, it will go on their records.
Oh, okay. So it's an exhibition. What's the word? It's exhibition. Then
it's not an exhibition.
Oh, okay, it's not an exhibition. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like I don't really care about it. To be honest, this fight. To be honest, I don't care about it too much.
Yeah, since it's happening, like, I'm interested in it. And I mean, of course, if the unexpected happened and Francis was somehow able to get a knockout, that would be like, I think it would be the biggest upset in boxing history. I don't know what you think.
I don't see it happening. I feel like Tyson Fury is like too experienced for Francis Ngannou. Now, don't get me wrong, Francis is good, but I don't feel like he ain't good enough for boxing. I don't think.
Yeah, I give him very little chance. I mean, if Buster was a 42-1 underdog, Francis should probably be 100-1.
But then again, you know, when Conor fought Mayweather, Conor didn't look that bad in that fight. He looked okay. I mean, he didn't look that bad against Mayweather.
No, he didn't, but going back and watching it, I do think that Floyd carried him a little ways. I think he probably could have taken him out earlier.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm not sure, but you know, Conor did land some good shots, so it's hard to say. But yeah, I definitely was impressed with Conor's. He did much better than I thought he would.
I think what's name would have made a good boxer. Dustin Poirier. I think Dustin would have been a good professional boxer because you know Dustin Poirier said that before he got in MMA, he thought about being a professional boxer. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's always had good hands, and I think his style is more like an actual veteran boxer, like the way he boxes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He like the best boxer in MMA. Same
Yeah.
with Bobby Green. I feel like Bobby Green would have been a good professional boxer.
Oh, Bobby Green absolutely would have been. I mean, he's won so many fights basically being a boxer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I don't really like. I don't care about this fight, man. Like I said, I'm not ordering it tomorrow. I hate that we ain't got a UFC event coming on tomorrow. They use the spoilers every weekend with a UFC event.
Yeah, I'm glad in a way for Francis that like the UFC didn't put together something real quickly, just to screw him over. I could have seen them doing that, and they didn't. So.
And I thought Shannon Breeze and Rampage was supposed to fall a long time ago. Like, it's like they supposed to fall like 2 or 3 years ago. I thought.
It seems like it, man. It seems like a very long time. Who knows if that'll ever end up even happening? Yeah, I don't know.
Wasn't Shannon Briggs like a professional boxer?
Oh, Shannon Briggs has been a professional boxer for a long time. He's been one of the best, but he's also failed like a lot of drug tests. That guy's super juicy.
Yeah, he's from I think he's from I believe from New York.
I think so. Yeah.
I think from Brooklyn. I think same place Mike Tyson comes from.
Yeah, that guy though. I mean, he's on all the steroids. Like he must have had Barry Bonds as dealer or something.
Yeah, but that's all I gotta say, man. I ain't gonna hold you too much longer. I know other people want to get up there and call in.
But yeah, hey, thanks for calling in. So, official prediction round?
Oh, I got Tyson Fury in round 3, round 4 knockout.
Okay, that's where I'm leaning too. All right, thanks for calling in, Torn. Appreciate it.
All right,
take care. Funny you say that about Tanya and Nancy. Says, so what's up, Phil D-Roll in the house? What's going on, my man? Says, my mom's name before she got married was Nancy Kerrigan. Really? I didn't know that. People tried talking shit to me, asking, how's my mom doing after getting poured of a knee? I would respond, how does their moms feel after I blew out my pipe? I like it. I see Tom Fury made $10 million for his dumb fight with KSI, so I hate it, but guys getting paid. Yeah, I hate it. I hope this exhibition boxing, I hope this is kind of the last of it. And I think it's likely to be the last big match outside of the Paul brothers, who they're just so popular. People are going to watch whatever they do. But yeah, I think people are going to see this. The hardcores, we know what's most likely going to happen. We know that Tyson Fury is most likely going to totally outclass Francis. But, you know, there is that shock factor of it's like, what if Francis hits him with the hardest shot? Will Francis win a round or two? Will he win any rounds? Will he knock Tyson Fury down? You know, will Tyson Fury knock Francis down? Will he knock him out cold? How long will Francis survive? Could he possibly make it the distance? There's, you know, there's a lot of things that interest me personally in this fight, to be honest. Conor had zero chance, and yes, Floyd let him survive. Agreed, guys. Nick Diaz, best boxing in MMA. He was right there, man. He's definitely one of the best. Robert says, Briggs was one of my favorites back in the day in boxing. Mike's on one with the analogies. Thank you. Yes, cheers, guys. My oldest niece just had her second baby this morning after losing the last one a year ago. Renly Mae Brown, my mom just texted me. Hey, congratulations to your niece, man. That's awesome. That's awesome, Robert. Congratulations on being a great uncle. Again, cool stuff. But let's talk about what's going on with boxing. I don't know if you guys seen the announcement from Showtime that they're out of boxing. Of course, sadly, HBO got out of boxing about 5 years ago. I thought HBO did it better than anybody ever. I thought Showtime was second. Showtime, they're out of the combat sports world, period, of course. Paramount has Bellator on the shopping block. They'll be somewhere, whether they're bought out by PFL or someone else, or if they just go defunct, which is definitely a possibility at this point. And, you know, all of the fighters go every which way. You know, they do have a decent base of fighters there. Some of them are kind of aging. But as far as boxing, HBO's gone, Showtime's gone. In the States, you got DAZN and ESPN Plus pay-per-view. That's it. That's not good for fighters. More choices, more places for them to go is good. Less, definitely bad. I want to see fighters get paid. I want to see the biggest fights happen. Like I want to see Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Tank Davis. I want to see fights like that. I want to see Vasily Lomachenko, Devin Haney too. I'd love to see that rematch. You know, there's so many good fights out there. I want to see Errol Spence Jr. and Shakur Stevenson. I don't know who's going to beat Bud at this point. Terrence Crawford. But boxing is a sad state with HBO and Showtime leaving. Absolutely. I grew up watching those. I'm sad when I heard the news. Yeah, me too, man. And yeah, like I said, it would be a great time for Zuffa boxing to come back in. And I don't like so much fighting under one umbrella. But the one thing I would like about Zuffa boxing coming back is I don't think they would have such an issue with MMA fighters boxing. And when MMA fighters box each other, I think that's when it's the most entertaining. Jeremy Stevens and Jose Aldo, that's one of the more entertaining boxing matches I've seen in several years. And it was from two MMA guys. We had Tuesday night and Friday night fights back in the day in boxing. We can't even get HBO or downtime cards, Showtime cards, no more. I know, man. I wish MMA around when boxing was. Well, I think MMA kind of boxing killed themselves for a lot of reasons. Just a tremendous amount of corruption that they have to this day. Poor undercards. For me, that's one of the biggest things. Like, if I'm going to pay $85, yeah, give me a great fight, but can you give me some undercard fights that I care about? I know there's a lot of fights out there to be made. Why not put them, you know, if you're a co-main or even that 3 spot, if you even make the main card on a UFC pay-per-view, like, you're a badass. You're one of the top dudes. So I would love to see boxing come back to an era where when you order a boxing pay-per-view, you're going to get 5 fights that you really care about. And I would love to see a lot of them go back down to like 6-rounders, though. I don't think every fight has to be 10 or 12 rounds because, I mean, I really don't want to watch 5 12-round bouts. That's why I say that. I mean, that's going to take forever. That's going to take, imagine 5 12-round bouts and they all go the distance. I mean, we're going to be sitting there all day. Tuesday night and Friday nights back in the day, Robert. All the corruption. We had Tuesday night fights on USA. We had Friday night fights on ESPN. We had HBO Boxing After Dark. We had Showtime Boxing and Showtime Next Generations. Remember Next Generations? A lot of good fighters came through there. We had so much boxing on at one time. And then a lot of times you would get Wednesday boxing on Univision. I would watch the old Spanish boxing when we didn't have MMA, and boxing in the United States was basically the only thing on television for combat sports. I would watch a lot of those Univision cards. A lot of times those would be on Wednesdays. So you could have 3 days in a week that you had boxing. And, fun cards, the way they promoted, the way they talked, they just... I don't know if it's because I was younger and you're more impressionable when you were younger, but it just seemed like a great time. And I feel like MMA and the UFC, I feel like maybe they're still in a very good place, but I feel like maybe the best place we were ever at was from like 2008 to 2015 or 16. Maybe go 2006. So if you want to cut it off at a decade, let's go like 2005, 2006 to 2015, 2016. I mean, the UFC was on fire. I remember going to Portland for UFC 102. And this was either 2008 or 2009. I can't remember which it was. It was Randy Couture and Little Nog in the main event. You had a lot of Portland guys on there. You had Chris Lieben. And you had Ed Herman, short fuse Ed Herman. You had Nate Marquardt, Damian Maia. Yeah, you got some good fights on that card. But I remember going through Portland that weekend, not just in the stadium. It's like the entire town was taken over. Tap Out, of course, was the big thing at the time, so you just seen Tap Out shirts everywhere. But you'd also see Hitman fight gear. You'd see, of course, the UFC shirts and different fighters and things. But the cool thing about it was like everybody was talking MMA. They had Tap Out decals on the back of their pickup trucks. I mean, the MMA was just on fire. It felt like it was the hottest game around. They're still in a good place. I'm sure they're making more money than ever because they have so many damn events now. Torrance, that's the thing with boxing pay-per-views, Mike. It's only one fight. People usually care about it. It's the main event. UFC knows how to stack the deck with their pay-per-views. Like UFC pay-per-views, you don't just have the main event to look forward to. Yeah, sometimes it's not even the main event that we're looking forward to the most. Torrin, you're right. Sometimes it's the co-main, that 3 spot, or even a 4 or 5 spot. Guys, back to work, fellas. Can't wait to hear Mike's next fight. Have a good day, fellas. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming in, man. All right, I'm going to hang out for a few more minutes here. Phone number there, 425-791-8730. If anybody has anything else that they want to talk about. Otherwise, I think we'll start wrapping things up. But like I said, biggest announcement in Fights of Friends history tomorrow. During the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight. Let's bring up some odds and some props, because I think if we're going to make some money, it's probably going to be in the props. But I'm going to look at that, and I'm going to bring them up so you guys can all see the props as well too. We'll go to DraftKings and we'll bring it up so everybody can see it. For those that are just coming in, Francis Ngannou weighed in at 272 pounds, Tyson Fury weighed in at 277 pounds. So just 5 pounds apart. Tyson Fury's got a couple pounds on him, or a couple inches on Francis, a couple inches and a couple pounds. Yep. Oh, August 29, 2009. Thank you, Torrin. Yeah, that was a real fun weekend because I went with a bunch of my buddies from high school to that too. So that was really awesome. All right, I'm on DraftKings here. We're going to go to boxing, and we will go to the Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight, of course. Oh, there's some specials. Plus 2,000 to plus 5,000. Well, there's going to be a lot of weird props on this. So it looks like 3 p.m. Pacific now is being listed as the official time. All right, Drunken Charge calling in. What's up, Robert Kerrigan in the house?
Yo. I was in the comments. I know what you're talking about, but I just text you guys what I was going to talk about. What do you guys think about the whole John Jones thing, man? I am so sad. So sad.
Oh, yeah, that's...
I wanted to see him and Stipe fight. I really love Stipe. I've just seen him fight. He hasn't fought in 2 years. I'm trying to see him fight. Like I was waiting to see John Jones finally fight when he fought Cyril Gane. I'm like, man, these guys, they're like still in their prime still, kind of. I mean, but they're both about to be... I heard that this fight, they were going to retire no matter who won, who lost. They were both going to put down their gloves in the middle of the ring. And that would have been like an epic moment in the sport, especially for the heavyweights. Because I guarantee it would have been a good fucking fight. And when I woke up the other day and I seen the news, I was just like, no.
Oh, yeah, me too.
The enemy
I was
gods
so
are against
me. There's rumors out there. Did you see Daniel Cormier was talking about it, that they're going to try to put together a quick match. And I know Torn's going to love this, between Conor McGregor and Islam Makhachev.
Really?
That's a dumb fight. I hope they don't do it. But
yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, I haven't heard Dana say anything about it, but Daniel Cormier was saying he thought it's what made sense, and I was like, man, that is such a dumb fight.
Also, the other thing about Johnson I was going to say is everyone's throwing a big fit about like how, Yuri got hurt, he vacated. Small got hurt, he vacated. But UFC does not want John Jones to vacate the belt. He's going to be out for 8 months to a year.
No, and I mean 8 months. I mean they're going to have an interim champion.
So they're doing this interim fight with Tom Aspinall, which is good because I think Tom Aspinall will eventually have the belt one day.
He's one of the guys.
There's him and Pavlovich.
Yeah,
but I think Pavlovich is going to win this fight between those two. He's going to get the interim belt. And then I think, hopefully, Stipe don't wait for Jones and Stipe just fights one fight and just fights.
Unfortunately, I think that's it for Stipe. I don't think we'll ever see him fight again.
Yeah, I think that this was the last shot because he ain't going to sit out for a year to wait for Jones. And I think that was the only fight he wanted to get him out of bed.
He's already 41 years old. He's really already too old.
Yeah, so... Yeah, that's news to me because the last time I heard that him and Chandler's still on. For January, I heard they have it set.
Yeah, but they haven't started selling tickets.
No, not yet. And it's already fucking October? That's a good point.
Yeah, and they need a big pay-per-view. I mean, I know Sergey Pavlovich and Tom Aspinall, the hardcores, were excited, but like the casual fans, that's not going to sell pay-per-views.
Well, that's the co-main. The main event now is going to be the Alex Pierre and Yuri Prohaska.
Oh, that makes sense to move
They
that
bumped
to
that up to the main event now. And I'm stoked for that, too, because Yuri's my little family. That's why I got my hair the way I do. Like, because of Yuri, well, the way he used to have it.
That's such an incredible fight. I have no idea who's going to win that fight. Those guys are both.
So I'm glad they bumped that to at least that. Instead of making a new main, I'm glad they bumped that one up to the main.
Yeah.
And they put the Pavlovich and the Aspinall on the co-main. So they would put the Pavlovich and the Aspinall at the main. That wouldn't have been. It just wouldn't have been right.
Yeah.
Oh, so does that make? Wait, no, because there's already going to be a fight. Never mind. I was going to say, does that make the Yuri and Pavlovich? But they're fighting for a vacated belt too, so never mind. It's going to be a 5-rounder no matter what, if it's co-main or main.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we'll have two. So we'll still have 2 5-rounders.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
I think it's still a good card.
Yeah.
Maybe not a Madison Square Garden card, but.
I'm going to go, so give someone else a chance to call in if they want.
All right. Hey, thanks, Robert. Take care.
All right, man.
Paddy Pimblett is out of his fight. Oh, fuck. Are you serious? No. Dustin Poirier is fighting. No. He's going to fucking kill. He's going to kill Ferguson. Oh, I missed that, man. I've been out of the loop, I guess. Holy shit. That's a bombshell. Because, yeah, I was looking to bet the house on Tony against Paddy. I thought Tony was going to dominate Paddy in that fight. Man, that's frustrating. I hadn't heard that. That's a for sure thing. Paddy's for sure out. That's frustrating, man. All right, let's go over some odds. I want to get your guys' thoughts on some of these prop bets for tomorrow. Because that's one of the things that makes this the most interesting to me. Actually, is these prop bets. It's going to be interesting. You know, Tyson, a lot of times, he might be able to take him out in 3 or 4. But he might not want to, too. And it seems like Fury's kind of let guys stick around for longer than he needed to put on a show. There we go. All right. First I've heard of it. What's up, Jim in the house? Yeah, it's first I've heard of it, too. That fucking sucks. Oh, it's messing with everybody? Ah, you got me, dude. You got me. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it. I was like, man, I am really out of the loop. Oh, I'm relieved now. All right, so official odds here. Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou. You're looking at, if you wanted to put money on Ngannou, which I'm not going to recommend that bet, plus 750. Tyson Fury minus 1,400. How far do you think this goes, guys? Over 5.5, minus 110. So basically even. Under 5.5, minus 125. So they're thinking that this fight lasts about 5.5 rounds. If Tyson doesn't want it to last that long, I don't think it lasts that long. Throwing Tony the Wolves. This will be his last fight against Dustin. He received too much damage, says Robert. No, you missed it, man. Torin just said he was messing with us. He got us. That was a good one too. Tyson Fury by decision or technical decision plus 600. Fury by KO minus 550. That's where my money would go if there was decent odds on it. But like, I don't even want to put down $550 to win 100. That's a lot. Ngannou by decision or technical decision, 50 to 1 odds, should be like plus 50,000. Or 500,000. So what is this? This Tyson Fury by KO, TKO, DQ, minus 550. But this is alternate fight outcome. Tyson Fury to win by KO. I don't understand exactly. Oh, because you can bet whether it's by KO or by TKO. I would never do that. That'd be so frustrating. Imagine you bet money, but you lost because it was an official KO and not a TKO. That's ridiculous. So a KO would be Francis couldn't get up after 10 seconds, of course. A TKO is the referee stops the fight. Or if they, I don't know if the 3 knockdown rule is going to be in effect or not. Probably not. Patty did pull out. I don't think they would have gave Tony Ferguson, Dustin P. No, I don't think so either. That'd be horrible. Got me. I thought I knew all the MMA news. I was tripping. I thought, man, did they drop that news yesterday when it's on anesthesia? But yeah, Tyson Fury to win by split decision. There's a lot of weird props here that are just not going to happen. If you're going to bet Francis, why would you not? Oh, this is absolute, though. Francis by knockout or TKO. I don't like that. Let's just go to winning method. Francis by KO, TKO, or DQ. Plus 850. So they know what they're doing. He's a plus 750 overall. Are you really going to risk losing your money in case it goes to a decision if he wins? I mean, probably, I guess. But no, Conor definitely doesn't deserve to fight Islam. That's ridiculous. Bad Torrance, PBR. Yes, he got us, though. That was a good one. Definitely got me. I was like, man, how the hell did he find that out? I haven't heard anything. Then you got to win by round. I just want to go through this real quick. Not something I would do because it's just... Oh, this is only a 10-round fight? I thought it was a 12-round fight. So apparently this is only a 10-round fight because we only get up to round 10 for the betting. Of course, it's not for the heavyweight championship. It is for some generic belt that somebody literally made for the fight. Probably bought it off of, probably bought it from Toys R Us or something. Excuse me, guys. And then, of course, Francis to win. Geez, if you think Francis is going to win it in the last round, 200 to 1 odds, I still wouldn't take it. Fury to win in round 1, plus 1,000. I mean, if he wanted to, it might be a possibility. I could see putting money on rounds 3 and 4, but then, like, I mean, if you put 100 on each, you're putting on 200. Best case scenario, you're going to win 700. Worst case is 6. No, I don't really like that. What if you put down 3, 4, and 5? So you'd be putting down $300. Worst you would do is doubling your money. I don't know. Putting down $100 each on rounds 3, 4, and 5. That might not be bad. I'd be pretty upset if Tyson knocked him out in the 2nd or the 6th if that happened. But dipped in a nickel and paint with gold paint. What's up, Yippee-ki-yay? Francis never see round 6. No, I don't think so either. But, yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. I don't really have a whole lot else to talk about because I literally seen that the weigh-in was coming and decided I would go live like right then. So I literally didn't take any time to prepare. Jim 7 watched since UFC 1. Now too much money for pay-per-view, plus too many rules, too many unknown fighters. we have a solution coming for that, Jim, for the pay-per-views. Me and Billy, I think, but we'll talk about that at a later time. It's going to run exclusively through the Facebook page in case anything ever does come up that, we don't jeopardize the YouTube channel. But we do have a solution to that because I agree. I will tell you guys, I have not paid for a pay-per-view in a very long time. I think I paid for one this year. I don't remember which one it was. I think I've only paid for one this year. Round 7 is where Tyson Fury money is. Francis has never seen round 6. No, technically he has not. He's never been in a boxing match. Never been in a fight over 5 rounds. Round 7 is where Tyson Fury money is. Oh, that's great. Yeah, 3-minute rounds instead of 5, though, but yeah. All right, guys, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. It looks like official walkout time for Tyson Fury. Of course, give or take, probably 30 minutes on either side, but they have it scheduled for 3 p.m. Pacific. Later than I thought it was going to be, so I won't be as stressed about coming home. We'll come on probably a couple hours early, go through, watch some of the prelim fights. It looks like they do have some decent prelim fights. They have some good heavyweights. They have some decent, English guys, some guys that are real big over there in England. Ross, I haven't paid for one this year yet. When I went to 80, I was out. It's 80 fucking 5 now for the UFC pay-per-views. $85. Same for the boxing. It's too much. And I think the strategy on that is they figure that the people that are still buying, that there's probably about 1 million people or so that will buy any pay-per-view they're going to be home for that doesn't care if they're 50 or 100. They have enough money that it's not a factor to them. Excuse me. All right, Phil says, see you all then. Peace, cheers. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. As always, I love you, I respect you, and I'll see your fine asses tomorrow.